Good afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend and is having a good day. Market indices mixed. We had the Dow up, Nasdaq, and the S&P both down. Now, before I get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Now, if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and do so. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. So, anyone who knows the show, watches the show, we go over the SPY every day, and then we will give you those three stocks that are technically setting up really nicely going into tomorrow. All right, with that, let's go check out the SPY. So, as you know, the SPY made a 52-week high today, unbelievably so. We gapped down, came up, rallied, hit that 52-week high, and then sold off and closed right there at that 10 SMA, guys. Okay, so now what? Well, I'm a little concerned, to be honest with you. We did take out that low of the 14th of December, saying that we needed to really hold. We did not hold that, even though we gapped up. This, to me, this spinning top right here was probably more of a short covering situation than buyer stepping in. So again, I'm a little concerned. I'm going to watch these levels very, very carefully. If we start getting below that 364, which is the low from December 14th, I am going to rebalance my portfolio, probably take a little chips off the table, and wait for better levels to trade off of. Okay, possibly that 50-day moving average all the way down here. Okay, guys, that is the SPY. All right, let's actually, before we go into those three stocks that I want to give you, let's go over Eric's Sunday's best picks. Anyone who knows, who watches the show every Sunday, I release three stocks that I think are technically setting up to move really nicely for the whole week. And I do want to go over them today real quickly, and then we will give you those three new ones. All right. First one was SGBX. SGBX had a really nice day today, up 12%. We are above this value area high. We are in this zone right here, guys, where there's not many shares traded above us. There's probably going to be very little resistance going forward. Any catalyst, any good news, this stock will be going flying and flying a lot higher. That's SGBX. Next stock that I gave out on Sunday was ALT. If you remember, I said be a buyer above 1306. It closed at 1344. So if you did get in it, guys, we did close not too far from the high of the day. If we start taking today's high out tomorrow, the next level to watch is right here at 1519. If we can take that out, guys, the stock is really going to move. We are going to have that really, really nice setup where that 10 is above the 50 and that 50 is above the 200. Every good looking chart has that setup. So if we can start moving a little higher from here, watch that setup to actually happen, and then we will start moving higher really quickly. Okay, that is ALT. Last stock that performed extremely well. Hopefully you guys got a piece of it. Hopefully you watched the show from Sunday. It's GIK. I said please be a buyer above 1126. Use that 50-day moving average all the way down here as you're out. If you got in, did close at 1245, moving up after hours, looking really good going into tomorrow. Since we closed near the high of the day, there's a high probability we will take out today's high tomorrow, test that value area high, and probably move higher. Okay, guys, watch this one, GIK. Put it on your list. Hopefully, some of you got on GIK today. All right, guys, let me give you those three stocks that are looking really nicely going into tomorrow. First one's going to be CVM. Here's one that we've played in the past. I've liked it, then I didn't like it. Now I like it again. We did close above that 50-day moving average and that 200-day moving average, guys. So again, this area has to hold. If we could get possibly a news release or something positive from the company, this would be a really nice stock to own. Again, technically, though, if you're in it, watch for a move above today's high, and then again, watch this 50 and 200-day moving average as your line in the sand. If we could get above this 10-day moving average here, guys, we'll have that nice setup where that 10 is above the 50 and that 50 is above the 200. And if you take a look real carefully right here, we did break this trend line, right, going back from the 8th of December. We finally broke above that, and we're very close to this point of control right here. So again, that risk reward setup is really tight. You're going to know right away if you get into the stock if it's going to be a winner. Again, if it starts breaking below that 50-day moving average, I would be out of the name. Okay, that is CVM. Next stock that looks really good going into tomorrow is NETE. I want to bring this up real quickly, guys. Take a look. The 50 is above the, the 10 is above the 50, and that 50 is above that 200. Every good looking chart has that same setup. Okay, remember that the 50 above the 200, the 10 above the 50, and the 50 above the 200. Now, if you look back here from early November, once we broke above this moving average right here, when that finally that 10 broke above that 50, take a look. We made a high, came back down, tested that midpoint Bollinger Band, went back up, made a higher high, came back down, tested that midpoint Bollinger Band, and now, guys, it looks like we want to retest those recent highs of 1525, let's call it. So again, be a buyer on a small pullback, and then use that midpoint Bollinger Band right here, guys, as you're out. Any close below that midpoint Bollinger Band should be sold. So use that as your stop out. Okay, guys, that is NET. Look for this one to move higher. All right, last stock on that list that looks really good going into tomorrow is PEIX. Here's one had a really nice day today. Was up 8.2%. Had really good, had some good news that came out that they they closed the sale of some bonds that they had. So here we go going forward. What do? We did close above that 10 SMA. We closed above that midpoint Bollinger Band. We're right here above, or close to rather, this value area high, right? So what we need to do, right? I want to bring this up on that 513 EMA chart. As anyone who watches the show, I like when that 5 EMA is above that 13 EMA. It's a bullish indicator. Guess what? Tomorrow, this 5 EMA will be crossing that 200 or that 13 EMA rather right there. So again, this right here looks like a reversal candle just formed. So if we could get above that, great. We start taking out today's high tomorrow. We use the low of today of 570 as our out. It's that easy, guys. Okay, be a buyer tomorrow again at any time, and then use that 570 as your out. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Monday afternoon. My name is Eric, and you can reach me by leaving a comment down below, and I will get right back to you with any questions you may have. All right, everyone, have a great evening. Hope you had a great weekend. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and do so. We run down the SPY, give you these specific stocks to play with, ins and outs, your stop losses, all that. All right. Have a great evening, guys. We'll see you tomorrow after the close. And remember, trade smart, subscribe, and be safe.